Welcome to Havana!
Yeah, we're in Cuba. So good morning!
Good morning!
We are in Havana in Cuba, and it is perhaps one of the most beautiful places we've ever been. We're just sort of walking into the centre of town, and we've walked maybe a kilometre, and it's taken us an hour because we're stopping every 20 metres for pictures. But it's a beautiful, beautiful place.
Love it so far. And actually, I think we lost Mikey.
Yes, Mikey has found a friend.
Oh. Maybe she's staying here, you know, it's good.
Yeah. Yes, we are in Cuba with Mikey, who is our friend from the Czech Republic. So you'll be seeing her soon, I'm sure. So we have literally no plan for today. We had been going to do a bit of research last night, but we just didn't have any internet because there is no internet here. It's illegal for Cubans to have internet in their own homes. So we're literally just wandering about Cuba or Havana and discovering things. And we found this big church right up in front of us. We've just spotted the sea, so we're making our way to that now. The Caribbean. The first time seeing the Caribbean. So we found the Gulf of Mexico just here, and just up here there's this sort of Stalinist, Khrushchevian building perhaps. Stalin died just before the Cuban Revolution as far as I know, so can't really call anything Stalinist. But there's the Cuban flag flying in all its glory, and a dog barking in the background. We're just walking along what I will call the Havana Corniche, and it really is incredibly beautiful. Right. Look at this, and look over here. Just very, very beautiful. And so warm as well. It's a perfect temperature. The girls are just loving taking their pictures today. So much posing. What is quite funny is that in most countries in the world you're walking along and somebody offers you weed, marijuana. They just stop in the street and they're just like, marijuana, marijuana? And you always say no. So far in Cuba it's been cigar, cigar. So we found what I'm going to call Fort Havana, because I'm not sure what it's called. And now we're going to go walking into the old town. Because we thought we were actually going to be able to cross over to the fort, but there's a bay in the way, and so we're not able to. But the old town, which looks lovely and pretty. You'll have just seen a little picture of Che Guevara painted on the wall, a bit of graffiti. One of the interesting things about that picture is that it's one of the most famous ones in the world. And the photographer that took it, he took it just after a battle down in Santiago de Cuba. Whenever Che was nobody knew who he was just a lieutenant of Fidel Castro. And now he's never seen any money from that picture. He sold it off to a magazine or to a newspaper. Never saw any money after that. Whoever bought it off him got every single royalty. So we've just had some lovely lunch and we're just sort of wandering through the back streets of old Havana at the minute. It's really quite amazing. What do you think of it?
I really like it.
Much busier in this part of town. This is where all the tourists are. So either we're very close to lots of tourist attractions, or this is just where everybody comes to sort of eat and shop and buy their souvenirs, and things like that. We're now in Plaza de San Francisco and we're going to go and try and find somewhere to get a coffee or something like that, because we started to get really quite thirsty. It's a beautiful, beautiful place, I think. Absolutely lovely. Full of old buildings like this. We're back away from the tourists now, and we're still looking for somewhere to have a coffee. We just walked past a place that might have been nice and cheap, but it was a chicken shop. And Anichka didn't really want to sit beside some 80-year-old man eating chicken. We have finally found a place to have a coffee and a drink and refresh ourselves. So it's quite warm today, kind of warmth that we're not really used to at the minute. So we've had some coffee and a juice, perk ourselves up a little bit. You know, Havana doesn't really need much perking. We're back on our walk, see what we can find. now we're just trying to find the bus station because we'd quite like to get a bus tomorrow to Vinales, but we don't actually know where the bus station is, so we're trying to ask and trying to see what we can find out.
So that is us for today.
It's getting dark now and it's time to go home. We're going to get some dinner and we might be learning the salsa dance tonight, or mambo, or rumba, or whatever, but we're not quite sure. We've just managed to buy some SIM cards. No.
One card.
We've just managed to buy some internet for our phone. So that
For
should be...
Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And that was a surprisingly difficult process, but we've done it. And yes, last night in Havana, and our second night in Havana. Hello! So give us a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye!
Bye!